Subscribe, hype, like, click the notification bell and turn on all notifications. And donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic SeanzViewEnt, your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash SeanzViewEnt.
Viewers, fans, and subscribers, how do we start off this episode? How do we kick it off? Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. Wait a minute, why am I mentioning them all in the same sentence all at once? We all know the history, we all know the names, we all know how they're combined. We all know how they've been a tandem, we all know how they have been a team. Ladies and gentlemen, as it concerns those three names, whatever aliases, whatever names, we know them collectively. We know them together as The Shield. 10 years ago today, ladies and gentlemen, and this is history, because not only is this channel about news, rumors, gossip, speculation, but it's also about history. It's also about going back into the record books. 10 years ago today, all three members of The Shield won and held the WWE Championship on the same night at Money in the Bank in 2016, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, as you can see it, there it is right there, guys. There's a look. That was history. Will we ever see that replicated ever again? Probably not, because for one, Jon Moxley is in AEW. But that was definitely a memorable night that we will never, ever forget. You will remember where you were and what you were doing on that night at WWE Money in the Bank with the richest prize held by the three most prestigious characters and names in the company at that time. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. Also, Trey Miguel has re-signed with TNA Wrestling. And I'll tell you what, TNA is going to need all the signings and all the re-signings and all the debuts and all the returns they can get. Because after a bunch of wrestlers were released or given their release or they wanted to leave TNA, this is what we're getting. This is what we're dealing with right here and right now. Also, breaking news on SummerSlam. This is going to be a very SummerSlam-heavy report here on Sean's View Entertainment. Remember, for more videos like this, like, comment, subscribe, click that bell, and turn on all notifications. Earlier this month, again, this is an update because we give you the news, the rumors. If there's any changes, if there's any enhancements, we are sure to bring it to you because we believe in each and every one of you. Earlier this month, WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select reported that WWE is moving close to finally booking a Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair match. However, we all know the injury that went down with Rhea Ripley, things have been changing. SummerSlam booking is going in a different direction. There might be SummerSlam pivots. There might be creative adjustments. However, in an update, it has been confirmed, because again, it was on the table, then it was off the table, then it was going to happen, then it wasn't going to happen. Now we are receiving word that WWE officials are indeed discussing Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill at SummerSlam. Again, the match was going to be on, then it was going to be off, then the WWE was going to think about a different direction, but now it seems like this is exactly where the WWE is ultimately going to go. Flair and Cargill collided in a tag team match in a fatal four-way match. Things got personal between them after Cargill defeated Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair's tag team partner, and went on to brutally assault Bliss after the match. It's possible that Flair versus Cargill ends up being for the Women's United States Championship, as Cargill is scheduled to challenge for that title, currently held by Tiffany Stratton. So are we going to see a brand new United States Women's Champion at Night of Champions? WWE SummerSlam 2026 will take place at the U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota on August 1st and August the 2nd. Or will it? Yes, guys. Or will it? That's the big thing. And you're probably asking, what do you mean, Sean? It's a two-night event. There's no way it's going to be pulled. There's no way it's going to be off. There's no way they're going to call it off. Well, ladies and gentlemen, according to those that know, there's a rumor making the rounds that stadium needs some work in Minneapolis. There is some work that needs to be done, some construction that needs to be done on the ceiling of that venue. And again, viewers, I don't know if exactly, because obviously I'm not from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Brock Lesnar would know a thing or two about this because that's his backyard. That's his home away from home. But what I'm seeing right now is that there needs to be something done on that arena that could halt or pull or cancel, or maybe SummerSlam might have to be adjusted to another event, maybe another time, maybe another date, maybe another month. I quite frankly don't know what is going to go on there, viewers, because the report is coming in and we're trying to get this right now for the viewers, the fans, and the subscribers of this very show that bring you to the forefront of Sean's View Entertainment. We are going to bring this up to you right here now. Also, spoiler, we got a breaking news again. A little bit later on, we got breaking news on SummerSlam and what could be getting in the way, maybe some detours for SummerSlam. 4 matches have been announced so far, according to False Finish, okay? Tiffany Stratton is scheduled to defend the Women's United States title against Jade Cargill at Night of Champions. Cargill recently pinned Stratton in a tag team match on SmackDown. Now, below is the current match card on the Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. Steel cage match, Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. And as we all know, Braun Breaker is one half of the World Tag Team Champions. United States Championship match, Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes or Ricky Saints. King of the Ring final, Obafemi versus Jey Uso or Javon Evans. And, of course, the Queen of the Ring final, Io Sky versus Charlotte Flair or Women's World Champion, Liv Morgan. And again, this should have been all about the King of the Ring. This should have been all about the Queen of the Ring. It should have been something else. It should have been named something else. It should have been rebranded something else, in my estimation. But instead, they're going to go at Night of Champions, even though not every championship will be defended on that night. You know how sour I am on that. You know how I don't like it. You know how I don't agree with it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in another update, in another report here on Sean's View Entertainment, we got another big headline, and this is the headline that I was referring to about SummerSlam. Could it be on another calendar day? Could it be on another month? Could it be before? Could it be after? We're about to find that out because the report is coming up right now, viewers, fans, and subscribers. Also, before we get into that, though, tonight's undisputed WWE title match will be commercial free. Also, wait a minute, this is just coming in now. This is why we do all news in real time. Sami Callihan calls out TNA for playing it too safe after their AMC deal. This is just coming out right now in real time, viewers, fans, and subscribers. ROH Global War, Cincinnati results, Lio Rush wins the TV championship. All right, so, here's what I was talking about with the SummerSlam thing, guys. WWE fans heading to Minneapolis for SummerSlam 2026 may have to hold their breaths, ladies and gentlemen, despite a recent report from the Minnesota Star Tribune revealing that a huge chunk of the U.S. Bank Stadium roof needs to be replaced because of hail damage from 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, will SummerSlam be pulled or will it be canceled? Again, there needs to be fixes. Also, WWE gets bad news 43 days away from SummerSlam. According to WrestleVotes, a source within WWE confirmed that the city officials have already reached out to the company to reassure that the building is safe and that the upcoming stadium repairs will not impact the show in any way. So again, if there was any people that were a little bit conflicted or confused or worried about whether or not SummerSlam was going to happen, whether or not SummerSlam was going to go down, I think that this is going to, well, ease your anxiety and ease the angst about this, because now you can actually breathe a sigh of relief, viewers, fans, and subscribers. They emphasize that approach measures are already being taken to fix the issue and that financial safeguards are in place to take care of the public building, meaning that the venue is fully prepared for the biggest WWE event of the summer, SummerSlam, which will be a 2-night extravaganza. So that is obviously a good thing. Luckily for that, viewers, fans, and subscribers. But again, a SmackDown episode, a SmackDown taping has been pulled for September. Also, Jacob Fatu delivers Roman Reigns' message. Solo Sikoa's response, LA Knight must turn heel before it's too late. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on all of that, because we bring it to you. We supply the news, the rumors, the headlines, all the big details, all the breaking. We break it down, ladies and gentlemen. Also, latest WWE departure, guys. Latest WWE departure. Following the immediate exit updated Instagram, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, Amazing Holiday is officially parted ways with WWE, choosing to leave the company on her own terms, according to Corey of False Finish, who has obviously had many reports and dirt sheets and emails, whatever it may be, newsletters, dirt sheets, websites, whatever it may be. This has been detailed, and it has not been derailed. Now, you might known about that release a few days ago when we did bring it up, but the reason that we are bringing focus to it again is because of former WWE Tag Team Champion to re-sign with the company. Yes, you heard that right. A former WWE Tag Team Champion to sign with the company. We are receiving word there that Baron Corbin could indeed resign or return to the WWE. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. Now, this Baron Corbin rumor has been going around for quite some time, and it is just getting more and more press. Do you want to see Baron Corbin return in a WWE ring again? Speaking about rumors, will we see the masterpiece, Chris Masters, in a WWE ring once again in 2026? Stranger things have happened. Does the WWE want to go back on some talent that used to be with the company, that they used to rely on, that they used to count on? Would Chris Masters add anything? And what about Johnny Nitro? Or what about John Morrison, which we all know is the same name, the same guy? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on all of that. Also, in from there, viewers, in from there. WWE's focus is clearly not on SummerSlam, just 6 weeks away, and the recent ticket sales are a clear indication that SummerSlam may not be looking so hot right now, ladies and gentlemen. The WWE may be in a bad area as we speak. Also, we are also receiving word again. The news is just coming in, guys. It's coming at a hell of a force right now. Backstage news on planned title match at WWE Night of Champions. There is rumors and gossip that the NXT title, the NXT Championship, could be defended at Night of Champions. Would you want to see the NXT title up for grabs? Well, seeing that it doesn't look like we're going to get the Undisputed title on the line, it doesn't look like we're going to get the World Heavyweight Championship on the line, I guess the next best thing would be the next best thing would be the NXT Championship, the NXT World title. So, again, is that something you would be interested or invested in seeing? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions and your motives on that. So this is where we're at, guys. This is what we do. This is the foundation. Also, if that wasn't enough, we're going to satisfy your taste buds as it concerns all things professional wrestling talk. As Ash by Elegance claims that TNA is neck and neck with WWE. John Cena, we got breaking news on John Cena here. John Cena explains why he hopes that WWE fans eventually forget about him. Even though John Cena built one of the biggest WWE careers in history, built one of the biggest careers that WWE has ever seen, but does not want the fans stuck living in the past. Also, JBL says that Vince McMahon is still good for business despite controversy. Eric Bischoff says Road Dogg would be a huge leap forward for TNA over Tommy Dreamer. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Bischoff backtracks on TNA becoming the number 2 wrestling company, number 2 promotion in the world. Some would say TNA needs someone with new ideas and someone to recruit other talent. Dana Baszler says several people have been catfished into thinking they were dating her. Also, Tribal Keith disgusted by Will Ospreay saying he smashed his wife on AEW Dynamite. AEW discussing injured stars return after a 25-month absence. Yes, you heard that right. A 25-month absence, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Sydal has been missing from AEW for a long time, but it sounds like that finally might be changing as Sydal last wrestled 25 months ago. Is he going to return? Is he going to come back? Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your motives on all of that. Also, we are also receiving word from those in the know as soon as we've brought all this up and reiterated this and said this. Matt Hardy says that the Bloodline reboot needs a new coat of paint. JBL defends Tommy Dreamer after his TNA departure, and Joe Hendry addresses his time away from WWE TV as Matt Hardy addresses TNA cuts, per night deals, and WWE rumors. Again, the U.S. Bank Stadium roof was rumored to be an issue, to be a problem, to be an eyesore for SummerSlam, but it seems like all will be well at the end of the day, luckily and thankfully for the WWE, because what would the WWE done if they would have to reschedule or go back to the calendar and see what would have worked or what would have been fixed or what could have been concocted there? That could have been very bad and very sad for SummerSlam, especially it being the first 2-night SummerSlam ever in history. Although, did it happen? Did it start last year, viewers? Because I know the WWE was discussing, they want all the major pay-per-views, the major PLEs to be 2 nights. While we all know WrestleMania is already 2 nights, you would have to assume down the line Royal Rumble will also probably be 2 nights down the line, you would have to assume. But I don't want to make up assumptions. This is the Brash and the Brazen. We brew it up to you. If it weren't for you, there would be no Show and View. Subscribe and click the bell for more of what you've asked for. Subscribe.